Welcome back to Sina Cup Season 5. We've got our second game of the night coming up here. LAI facing off against LV Gaming. I'm Zyori, this is K-Pop Tosis, and, well, first game was a little bit interesting, a little fun. Good one.
Fast-paced, action-packed.
This one might be a little more even, I think.
I would say so, yeah, probably.
Yeah.
Some good quality teams, LV and LAI.
Yeah.
Names that don't really strike you as talented teams or teams that you've heard of before in the past, but talented players, and maybe if you've been following the Chinese Dota scene, the amateur scene, or you watch the qualifiers, some names will probably ring a bell, like Demons. And, well, Lin and DDC were on the LGD squad that actually played in TI and did relatively well. So.
Yeah, I mean, I recognize more players than I don't.
There you go.
If that makes sense. You know, especially
you're
LV.
one of us at the BTS crew.
All right, getting my handle on Chinese Dota. I'm not familiar with XZ. That's the big one.
Yeah, I don't know XZ or 5400.
Yeah, I don't know those two dudes, but
that's cool.
Well, initial picks looking a little bit different. We talked about in the last game sort of those 6 more standard picks coming out, and here we'll see Enigma first band, which is very different. I mean, Enigma's pretty good. We've seen him picked up a bit in this meta. He is certainly relevant, but
it's been one of LV's most picked heroes.
First band material, okay.
They're 3-1 with it. They've played four of their 7 matches as a team. They've picked Enigma, and they're 3-1.
Reserve time.
All right.
So basically, LAI did their homework and said, we're not going to let them get that.
Yeah. Not a hero without counters, but all right. LAI just rather ban it out than deal with it.
Stupid. Yeah. It's so good now.
It's pretty good. It's solid.
It's huge.
Solid 8.5 out of 10.
It's so good.
Yeah.
That ability is ridiculous.
Skywrath Mage first pick from LAI, and LV are right there with the Bat Rider and the Centaur. This is even more interesting. 2 heroes you seldom see first picked in this meta. Doom will make it through into the 3rd, 4th banning stage, and of course Brewmaster gets scooped up here. So probably solo mid Bat Rider, offlane Centaur, maybe a possibility for a
jungly bat, maybe.
Yeah, it's really rough though. You have to. I feel like he almost has to be mid here. I guess they could do some sort of a crazy killer tri-lane with the Centaur. I was going to say like a Shadow Demon setup, but
he's not bad against a Brew. Like Brew's going to outlast hit him really, really well, but he doesn't really have to worry about dying to the Brew probably.
5 seconds remaining.
No, should not be dying to the Brew.
So
maybe level 6 if he gets caught off guard with a good primal split, but pre-6, Bat Rider should have a pretty easy time.
It should be okay.
Yeah.
He'll lose in the last hits because you just, like, Bat Rider's detect damage is still really bad. It's still
I mean, and that's why he's fallen off as a mid-hero. He used to be pretty solid in that role, and now it's just not even a...
And Brewmaster's basically unharassable now with this change.
I mean, Bat Rider Rex TA, that's about the only mid matchup. He just straight up dominates.
Yeah, that's about it.
But, I mean...
This is the attack damage. It's just too little now.
Yep.
The Shadow Demon ban. All right.
Yeah, I mean, they could offlane the Bat and do a tri-lane with the Centaur. It is still an option.
I've not seen a whole lot of Chinese teams run that. But
no, I haven't either.
I wouldn't say it's out of the realm of possibility to run like a farming Centaur. I like farming Centaur.
I feel like the Shadow Demon is almost a requirement for that, though. I feel like every time I've seen like a safe lane, tri-lane Centaur,
really strong setup.
It's had a Shadow Demon setup.
And the Soul Catcher on top of Double Edge is pretty big, too.
Yeah, and usually it's like that Centaur, Shadow Demon, Dazzle kind of a trio, which is just absurd.
It's dirty.
Yeah, but it will be a Jakiro 3rd pick for LV Gaming, so another very popular support in this meta. Some great zoning tools, some pushing power. But last draft, we talked about that roster quite a bit. He was ignored, but here, LAI, they know what they want, and they'll go right for it.
It's a good hero.
Yes, very good. So both sides with a good mix here. They've each got an initiator, Blink Initiator on the Brew and the Centaur. You've got a support that can synergize well with some pushing power, your Shadow Shaman, your Jakiro, and, well, you've got some initiation power, I guess, on, well, Bat Rider is a double initiator for LV to go with their Centaur.
Well, he's like the initiator.
10 seconds remaining.
This is kind of team run at you. I like it.
Yeah. I do like the Stampede paired with Bat Rider. You don't see it that often because they're both usually offlaners, and they just are not often picked up on the same team.
Or not, you're still probably going to be able to bring him back to the team.
There is some real solid synergy there, so I like that. We'll have to be a little patient. See what
bands LAI is really going to be looking for. Some of the big offlaners have been knocked out, and Doom and Tide and Centaur being already picked up.
Yeah,
interesting to see what LAI goes for.
Could be a Clockwork pickup, perhaps.
Profit as well. Also,
yeah, Profit, the big one.
Have we seen a whole lot of Venomancer offlane since TI's groups? I know that was a big thing, but like it was really kind of ROTK's thing.
I have seen very little. I think all the Starlighter that I've cast so far, I think there's been like one Veno game that I've covered.
Okay.
And it was a support Veno at that, so it wasn't even a core.
Oh,
but whoa, there's the Invoker.
Invoker
so
Centaur's strong.
Yeah, that's their third core. So probably a safe lane Invoker, mid bat, off lane Centaur. I think that probably makes the most sense.
They might run an aggro try.
Aggro
Centaur, put the Batrider solo safe or mid, and or they'll put Invoker and Batrider in the solo lanes.
Yeah.
Where those end up,
okay,
it could depend.
Then just aggro try the I like that.
Radiant solo safe is really good for Bat too because he can just like go and do a pretty easy triangle form.
Yeah, that's a good point. And utilize the jungle. Yeah, some potential there. And with Jakiro and Centaur, some good setup. If they could find another good stunner. Oh, man, Shadow Demon would have been so perfect here.
Yeah.
Like a Vengeful Spirit might be okay. Potentially, if LAI pick up a Faceless Void, too. That's another offlaner they could use. Not so easy on the dire side, but still a possibility.
No.
Good synergy with the Skywrath.
They're going to need some... I would say lockdown because there's the Jakiro setup, but they have Centaur and Batrider. It's just that won't come online until they get the blink, and they go with the Morph.
Radiant team ban.
And so it's kind of what we talked about. There's not a whole lot of non-blink hard CC. So Centaur has to blink on top of you. Batrider has to blink on top of you. Jakiro has a hard time just landing his Ice Wall. Like, it's just hard. People don't even max it first anymore. They max Liquid Fire almost exclusively. So it's not a bad Morphling game, I think. There's no on-target
I think it's a solid Morphling. No silences. That's the big one.
That's true. Right.
Skywrath has been picked up by them. Death Prophet's banned out. Doom is banned out. Those are kind of the three big ones that really give Morphling a run for his money in this meta. So
there's still an Elder Titan, but they'd have to run it as support Elder Titan.
Yeah. I do like, yeah, that's rough. And also the Shadow Demon banned out, another hero that we've seen that Shadow Demon Elder Titan duo against Morphling. It is absurd.
I wouldn't be. Oh, there's no way they can fit an Elder Titan.
No, I don't think they'll do that.
He's such a strong counter. You got to think that they're considering it, but I don't think they can fit him into the lineup.
No, I think they'll go the more conventional support, like maybe a Lion, something more around
Lion
that.
Would be all right.
More around that kind of a wavelength. I guess Ancient Apparition would have been pretty good for if they want to go aggro try. Possibly a Visage wouldn't be the worst idea here.
No, it is LV, and that is DDC's hero.
Yeah.
Oh, no, they go for the Earth. Yes. All right. I like this team already.
So
this might be the Zai trademark jungle Ursa.
So who's the position for, though?
Ursa.
So he'll just sit around in the jungle and just farm it up and hang out.
Blink and then go fight, or just roam a little bit. I don't know. It could be more of a 4-position Batrider.
Okay.
It could be support Centaur. I don't know. I'm thinking the way that makes the most sense to me is
Ursa in the jungle.
Ursa in the jungle.
Position 5.
It could be a Batrider as a 4, and then Ursa's more your 1. With the Jakiro helping him out solo spot him, and Batrider's kind of farming up the jungle.
It's really hard to guess. Batrider can't jungle at level 1 so well. That's the big problem. He really just can't do it. He needs it level 2 at the very least, and level 3 is when it becomes more of an ease for him.
It's weird.
Yeah, this is funky, but it'll be interesting. That's what we're really looking for here. So I like this. Now LAI, they'll think about it for a while. What do we do here? They're probably having the same issues that we are trying to guess what they want to do here, but they will most likely need an offlaner. They could choose to offlane the Brew. We saw Winter do it in Starlighter SEA just the other day, and grab a mid-hero if they're so inclined. Clockwork stands out as an option. Viper's been banned out.
The only thing about the Ursa is that they're Radiant. I would understand it more if it was Dire, and it's just we want Roche. Roche is ours. Back off, he's ours. But it's going to be harder from the Radiant side. So this Ursa pick's just very.
Okay, they take the profit, so they'll just take a standard offlaner. Yeah, nothing too crazy about that.
I definitely prefer LAI's lineup, but we'll see. We will see. Lin is going to be playing the Centaur. I'm not 100% certain the role he's been playing, but Lin is more of the solo. He's more of a solo hero. So yeah, he's probably been playing him off lane. YJ. Okay, Demons is their 4, so it's going to be a support Ursa.
Ursa. "Quote unquote support." Ursa in the jungle, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, Lin's on the Batrider. Okay, I saw Lin in Centaurs at the end, but that's not his name in ZYF.
ZYF on the Centaur.
ZYF is who? Is that
And Inflame tends to be the position 1, if memory serves me. No, is that wrong?
He's more of a mid. It depends.
Okay.
He goes back and forth. He's like a
Yeah.
core. He's like one of their core players.
10
Inflame
seconds
is
remaining.
generally like a mid solo or
Okay.
DDC is a 5 player. And ZYF is
5 seconds
YJ
remaining.
is what we saw when we were doing our research. but
YJ, okay. See, I know him as ZYF. He was on,
Okay.
I forget what team he's on, but I've definitely cast that, cast
he
that
was
name.
on previously.
Was it
Orenda.
Speed?
Orenda.
Oh, Orenda. That
He
was
was on
it.
Orenda.
Prepare
That
for
was it.
battle.
So, all right. Well, should be an interesting game. Another best of one for us here. And we'll see how these lanes settle down. Radiant side, it appears it will be Lin in the off lane on the Bat Rider. In the mid, that does put Inflame's Invoker. So down bottom, it will be a safe lane Centaur on ZYF. DDC will be supporting on the Jakiro, and that means Demons will move into the jungle on this Ursa. He goes Stout Shield and a double set of tangos.
All right.
6 tangos. So he's,
Well, he gave 2 of them away.
yeah. So he's ready to farm up.
This is-
All right.
If only we had PPD on this cast. I want to hear him what he thinks about it being not dire. And in this lineup, I don't.
I think he would say it's ass.
I like the support Ursa. I really do, but I do not like it in this lineup and on Radiant
30
side.
seconds
But
to
hey,
battle.
they might prove me wrong here. I want them to. I want them to prove me wrong.
There is a degree of just kind of chaos factor here of LAI maybe thinking, how do we handle a position for Ursa in the jungle? You know, how fast
Just
does this
ignore
guy
it.
actually really farm? Do we just
Ignore
ignore
it.
him? Do we try and deal
Ignore
with
him.
it? How serious of a threat
Run
does he
at
put
him.
on the Roche pit?
I mean, when he gets a blink, he's going to do a lot of damage just because of having levels and a blink.
yeah.
But
Like, what is your standard? Like, what is a good blink timing for an Ursa solo in the jungle if they don't contest it? Exactly. That's what I mean.
I
It's,
got one super early, but he got like 2 successful roams off when he did it at TI.
Yeah, well,
so.
that makes a big difference. So.
Right.
We'll see. Initial wards come down from the Radiant side. They will put 1 to get some bottom rune coverage here on their entryway into the jungle, and 1 up top. No vision of the top rune, but some nice vision of this pole camp and this sort of central access way here. So we'll give Bat Rider some nice intel, make his life a little bit easier. Dire Observer comes down here right on the outskirt of the pole camp there, and they'll ward the high ground in a pretty comparable position. So both teams with similar amounts of vision. Dire side will do a 2-on-2. Morphling in the mid lane on the solo role. So up top, it means Shadow Shaman and Brewmaster. And in the off lane, it will be Super on the Skywrath and XTT on the Nature's Prophet. Ooh, Bat Rider taking a lot of
This is-
damage.
Even though it's Radiant side, like offlane Bat's still just pretty rough.
Yeah, and this ward will block.
He's just gonna hope to not die and then rotate into the jungle. But there's an Ursa in the jungle, so
That's the big problem here, and he's already moving into the hard camp, so there won't be.
I mean, you can do it.
There will be no stacks for this Bat Rider to move into, and with this pull camp ward.
I mean, he'll probably try to stay to those. He'll probably try to keep the the little triangle on the eastern side open for the most part, like these 3 camps.
yeah,
Um,
this one blocks though, right? I think so.
yeah, it blocked.
Yeah. So, oof, this is rough for LV in terms of efficiency. And Centaur, he'll be able to farm okay, but the Prophet is off to a good start, 6-0 versus the 3-0 Centaur. And I feel like his Blink Dagger needs to come out very quickly. Inflame, is he
Inflame
going to fall in the mid lane here? There's
Oh,
your first
wow.
blood, XDD. Wow, it's just
All
a
right.
waveform. Okay.
Kind of caught him out.
So, yeah, now LV off to an even more difficult start. Bat Rider will find his level 2, which is that first milestone, but I think blocking this camp is so smart.
It's just when you need 3 blinks before your lineup comes online, it's gonna be it's gonna be really interesting to see if they can pull it off. If they do, if they can get them, if they can get away with it, it's very scary mid to late game.
Yeah, well,
But
I mean, conversely, now we know this Morphling is going to have a pretty good time. He's already off to a great start. Brewmaster is in free farm heaven in the top lane, XC 9-3. Actually has missed a couple of last hits here, but still racking up the CS. So
Right.
he'll have a decently timed blink, at least on point with the Centaur. So there won't be just mad tempo controlling coming out from LV. LAI will have something to contest with it.
another thing that LAI is able to do is they're able to keep the Skywrath bottom, so that Nature's Prophet is even able to get CS and contest this lane very much. Normally, when
Yeah.
you see a Nature's Prophet go off lane, especially on the Dire side, he just kind of just goes and goes, okay, I'm not going to die. I'm going to block some camps, some treants, maybe get the occasional last hit, get levels, and I can rotate to the jungle if I need to.
Yeah.
But he's actually able to contest here. And Super's roaming around a little bit. He's probably going to try to do some damage to Inflame here.
they're going to try to make a super
Or
sandwich.
get caught out.
Yeah, out comes the cold snap. There's the Forged Spirits there, stacking up the minus armor, though he is a little bit low on mana. Super will survive, but bit of a close call. Actually pulls the Centaur out of lane, so since he survived that, That is a bit of a victory. Pulls out the 2 cores from mid and bottom out of the lane and creates a little bit of space for both the Prophet and the Morphling. A waveform forward, right onto Inflame. XDD just being aggressive, showing him that he's the boss, but not going for a kill here.
Yeah, he's just kind of bullying the lane here.
Yeah.
It's where you want to be. When you're a Morphling, you can bully the lane. It's like, and the thing is, like, the Morphling doesn't have to really worry about rotations. He can do these really aggressive waveforms, and what's going to happen? The Ursa's going to come out of the jungle and stun him? No. Like, he can be this aggressive and not worry about it.
Yeah.
Because the rest of his team is completely taken up on other parts of the map.
Look at this aggression here. He's just diving
He has
under the
nothing
tower.
to worry about.
You're
like, what's
absolutely
going
right.
to happen?
Yeah, there's very little chance of rotation, especially if they have eyes on DDC. If the Jakiro is hiding off the map, then maybe he needs to be a little more cautious, but still no ice path. I don't know if this has been revealed
that's
yet.
That's what I'm saying. Even then, he's like, he's just going to have, I mean, he gets flame breathed and then he's slowed.
Uh-oh, he's going to find a free kill on Demons. They go for the rune, and XDD is the one that finds it. Haste makes that an easy pick off, and now this Ursa gets slowed down even more. He did pick up his Tranquils before he went down, so minimal gold loss, but the scarier part is just feeding this Morphling. You know, the problem with Morphling is that he takes a while to come online, and when you get a start like this, it won't take too long whatsoever. In Flame, he's going to fall once more. Morphling,
disaster.
He has all 3 of the kills, and he's getting these Forge Spirits. He's level 7 already.
Wow.
Invoker's level 5. Oh,
this is
God. K-pop toasted.
It's just, LAI saw it. Like, even before the Ursa pick, it was, this is very greedy. They've got 3 solo heroes already. Well, how are we going to deal with it? We'll go really greedy. And if they don't pick supports that can just roam extremely well, we'll be fine. I mean, and look at his positioning in the lane.
Look at this. He's just like, Forge Spirits, thanks for the money, dude. Normally you look at Forge Spirits like, man, those guys are pretty tanky. You can't go blow for blow with them. But at this point, the Invoker's just under-leveled.
He's already got 10. He's already got 10 armor. He doesn't have to worry about supports rotating on him, and he can just bully his way in lane.
Wow, this is really scary. So, as I was saying, the problem with Morphling, he takes a while to come online, but with farm like this, if he wants a Linken's first, he'll have it very soon. Usually it's Linken's or BKB as that first item, but even yesterday in Starladder SEA, we saw Morphling just rush a Manta, and it actually worked out just fine, so XDD could opt
He could
to do
even
something
rush
like
an
that.
Ethereal Blade this game, and it wouldn't be the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, that's actually, when you're balling out of control this quickly, it's certainly an option.
Linken's
smoked up. They're going on to Lin, but he'll fly over the ravine here. And they still want to try and do as much damage as they can.
XCT going in. He's going to block him in.
Oh, and
it's a fantastic teleport.
Firefly is expired. That is just nowhere for the Batrider to go. Beautifully done. And that will make the rotation much worth it. He even secures the kill. That'll make it 4-0, and this graph getting very scary already, man.
LAI is just executing perfectly. LV ran this kind of lineup where they just had to kind of get lucky in the early game and get by.
Yeah, they just needed to be passive. This is one of these early games where
just not die.
LAI just sit back. They don't really want to do anything. They don't pressure, and they just want to farm. Then LV are in great shape. They've got this huge greedy lineup, but the Morphling being so aggressive has been a huge problem, and now these rotations have really cost them. LV will start pressuring the bottom tier 1 tower. Ursa comes in to cut the lane. So maybe they'll find a little gold pick-me-up here. It doesn't look like LAI will come to its defense too quickly. Prophet will TP down, make some trance. They will burn the glyph, but with 2 points in liquid fire, this tower will go down very quickly. They need a few more heroes. Stampede is used. Super could be in some trouble here. Looking for the silence onto the Centaur. Will find it. And they've managed to get off the global, but oh boy, the Promise Split comes in, and they bring down the Centaur. Ursa's already fallen. Now Jakiro gets caught in the tornado, and nowhere for DDC to go. It will be a 1-for-3. Sunstrike secured the kill onto the Skywrath, but yeah, an obvious advantage there for LAI, and they keep the tower out of deny range.
The tower was still up, so the Brew was able to just TP to it and catch 3 heroes that were really low, and then Flame is going to go down again to the Morphling.
Yeah, this is just going to be
no, the Cold Snap's going to be enough. Okay. He might be able to turn around. He's having more strength. I think he'll be okay.
Yeah, TP coming in will scare him back.
Sunstrike
will be on the mark, but it's not enough for the kill. 86 damage will be there, or hit points will survive, and Bottle keeps him alive. Now the rotation's in. XTT, and the damage from Skywrath secures the kill on Invoker, and they'll go in onto DDC. Waveform forward. XTD's had time to regen up. One more Arcane Bolt.
There come the birds.
Chase him down. The salve healing him up. It actually keeps DDC alive.
It's salve usage.
Yeah, good work there still. I mean, LAI continuing to find the better exchanges across the board. And Morphling survives. That's the other big story there.
This game is kind of like in sitcoms when you know something really embarrassing is going to happen and you don't want to watch. Because it's obvious right now that LAI has really had the better parts of this game, and they keep executing better, and everything for LV just keeps going almost hilariously wrong with the three hero dive top, and the bird just gets to come in and clean them all up, and they engage well in the mid lane and are able to punish some over aggression, but not enough to actually get a kill off of it. Just not going LV's way.
Yeah, now bottom Centaur will be in some trouble. He does have a Stampede, but they managed to get off the Sprout. He's got no clear cutting, no nothing. He's stuck in the trees. He's not a lumberjack. Yeah, exactly. And Morphling is there just to clean him up. And honestly, I think going shotgun first is a smart idea for XDD. That's a really good, a good thought because they're already like susceptible to his burst from just waveform.
Lincoln's is still okay because it's kind of like Midas when you're ahead in that it extends your lead, and that it's probably when you get into Lincoln's that fast, you're probably not going to be able to come back from it because then you just can't kill the Morphling. And a Midas that early like cements your lead to the point where you're just not ever going to be able to farm past the point he gets to. So it's about Lincoln's is about extending your lead, and Ethereal Blaze is about just like ending the game.
Primal split once more. XTT with the aggressive TP. Nowhere for Inflame to go. He'll just get clicked down. DDC caught inside of the shackles. Another easy 2-for-0 exchange on the other side of the
and
fight.
Demons is going to go down too.
Super. Ooh, he'll get caught by a hoof stomp. Lin pressing forward. Oh, the Ursa falls off to the side. Lin takes a stun and now stuck in the Sprout. Does have a Firefly in just a couple of seconds, but it don't matter, as they say, as it's now 13-2 and could be a quick game here, Brian.
And this is another issue. If they were on Dire, they could probably go for a really risky Roche attempt at this point. With Forge Spirits, with Ursa, they might be able to try to sneak one away and kind of get back into the game.
Radiant's bottom tower has been
but
denied.
On the Radiant side, they just can't do it.
Nice deny from Inflame, but it'll cost him his life. And XDD, he might be able to just kill this Centaur. Oh, there's the double edge. Needs to be a little more careful. And will start to reinitiate here as he sips up the bottle, looking for the opening, but he sees Centaur eating that south, and we'll just waveform back to safety. But Morphling just having a field day. This is one of those games where you're like, I'm so glad we put this Morphling mid. He's having the time of his life. Now,
just a good draft.
They'll use their Roche advantage and move, or Dire advantage and move right into the Roche pit.
And they're going to extend this lead even farther. I think, talking about it, I do think Lincoln's first is the best. Because it means that Bat Rider's going to have issues, Centaur's going to have issues, and that if he like Blink stomps, his double edge won't do any damage. He'll have to break it some other way. It's just, there's a lot of things that Lincoln's is very good for in this lineup.
And Nature's Prophet. It's all the rage.
There we go.
Cool kids are doing, man.
Hey, cool kids, both 7.
It's all the rage. Double null tally blade mail.
I want to know who the original dude is. That random Eastern European pleb player that thought, you know what, I should go.
Nothing like those pleb players, dude.
I should just go for like one of the most cost-efficient builds in terms of damage possible. It might be Clowny.
Yeah,
I just want right click.
It is definitely cost efficient in terms of like your ability just to man up and click people down.
It's very cost-effective health, just cost-effective EHP and cost-effective right click. Yeah.
Demons! He'll get scattered out. Speak of the devil, Brian. The hard right click, it'll secure the kill on the bear.
55 damage.
Yeah, with the phase boots. See, normally you see the power treads. The phase boots make it even worse. That's even. This might be lower, like total DPS because of the attack speed.
Right,
but it still makes your right click really potent and inflame. He will get a Stampede. That'll help keep him alive. Bat Rider coming in. I don't even know if we've seen a lasso yet this game. Super will fall, but now Inflame gets caught inside of the Sprout. The rest of LAI coming forward. They'll finish off the Bat Rider, and the rest of this Radiant team will just start to evaporate. They get another kill on the Nature's Prophet, so at least more of an even trade than they found, but it looks like a 2 for 4 as they find Jakiro. He moves out of fog. He'll go down. Rasta just focusing on the tower. Wards fly through, and it'll be another huge exchange for the Dire.
I can't imagine they'll stick around much longer. And I don't think this is a good showing of LV's strengths. I think this is their out. I think they're knocked out of. Well, no, I think they might fall down to the losers bracket at this tournament. It's hard to say. I gotta find it. But yeah, I think they're out after this. Yes, they will be out after this. So it's unfortunate for LV. They're a very talented squad with a lot of good players, and I think they just maybe were a bit too risky with their draft, considering it's a best of 1. This is losers bracket. They lost to Hyper Glory Team 2-1 earlier.
Yeah.
I mean, there's good players on this LV squad. I mean,
no, I think you make a really good point. This is losers bracket, best of one. This is, I guess you could argue that if you really think you're not going to win, that you want to do something that's a little different, catch him off guard. But this feels a little too off the wall.
I think they come in here as favorites, though. When you've got a team with DDC and Lin and like these really accomplished players, like they didn't have the Dota buff advantage, I don't think. I think personally, like
LAI are 59% in the
I
favor,
think talent-wise, LV is very strong.
All right, XTT gets initiated on. XDD coming in, trying to save his buddy. Won't be successful. The lasso flies through, but follow-up coming in. Your Mystic Flare will bring down the Ursa. XDD still alive. Waveforms forward to finish off the Centaur. Now DDC caught inside of the Sprout. He gets stunned. He takes the right clicks, and it's a disaster, as they say.
I really thought the Morphling was going to fall. He was standing in double fire.
Yep, there you go. He's made of water, dude. Come on now.
Yeah, I'm made of water.
GG is called, and
I didn't play WoW. I can stand in the fire.
Really, not a moment too soon. 14 minutes. It's you hate to call him too early, but that was just a.
You're not gonna come back from that.
That was a massacre. And Ursa's not really a great comeback hero as much as he's a really good snowball hero as well, especially in a scenario like that. And he just never. I feel like the Ursa just never got to do anything. Poor Fuzzy Wuzzy. 1-5-2. I mean, look at his items. He just never. He wanted to blink and wasn't able to pull it up. So then he said, "Well, I might as well just get some lifesteal and just casual morbid mask." I mean, that's about as poopy.
Yeah, not good. Not good at all.
Well, that'll be the end of LV here for Sina Cup, and that will actually wrap up our coverage for Sina Cup today. There are 2 more best of ones. I believe Mott is going to be covering that. So.
Yes.
That'll be exciting. We have a little gap here, and then in about 2 hours, we will have Star Ladder Southeast Asia coming up, and we've got 3 games tonight. I actually don't have that schedule in front of me, but that's what we'll be doing. So this stream will go offline. It'll come back when Mott takes over, and then we'll be heading over to Dota Star Ladder _EN. That was easy, man. I wish we had an easy button. That was games like that. That's just like. You can't, you feel disingenuous trying to hype it up like, oh, maybe if they
got a chance.
it's
no,
like,
they don't have a chance.
Actually, no. Morphling getting 3 kills in the first 5 minutes is usually not a good sign. What are you going to do? So, all right, that's it for now. We'll see you guys in about 2 hours over on the Dota Star Ladder channel.
Peace, guys.